guys, how's it going? It's Joy. I am back yet again with another live. I'm trying to see if this will stay straight. I might have to take it off my little thingy here. 1 second, you guys. So yeah, you guys, I'm back with another live. I wrote some notes down just to make sure I don't forget what I wanted to talk about today, but I know that I just posted on the community board, so I just wanted to make you guys aware. Y'all know I have my mask on just to keep safe out here. So but anyway, you guys, I wanted to talk a little bit about how, you know, a lot of us former victims and survivors, we will unfortunately get and have Cptsd and Ptsd after dealing with the narcissist and narcissistic abuse. And I just wanted to talk a little bit about why and how, you know, it does occur. So, you know, for one of the reasons as to why, you know, you're going to get it is because, of course, you know, you were traumatized, you know, you have been taken advantage of, you have been mistreated, you have been abused mentally, verbally, sexually for some, physically, emotionally, you know, verbally, by the narcissist. And so you know, dealing with all of this is maybe an experience, something that is hard to get over, it's hard to forget, it's hard to move on from it, and for some it's hard to understand, or it's hard to, you know, comprehend why it happened, what was the meaning behind it, what was the purpose behind it. You could be like, why me, why now, you know, why did I have to go through this? You know, those were some of the questions that I had to ask myself, you know. And then later I came to the conclusion that it was a reason for it, you know. And I've always heard, they say, you know, things happen. Some people may say, oh, things happen to me, but a lot of times, you know, it happens for you, you know what I mean? So you have to get to the point where, you know, you have to have a change of mindset. But anyway, yeah, you will unfortunately gain Cptsd and Ptsd. And basically what Cptsd is complex post-traumatic stress disorder, and the Ptsd is just a post-traumatic stress disorder. Now, the complexity of it is basically when you go through these experiences and it continues to keep happening over and over and over again. And again, it's difficult for you to be able to move on from it. It's hard for you to forget about it. It could be hard for you to heal it. And those sort of things. Now, you know, with the Cptsd and Ptsd, it comes with different symptoms, different factors, different flashbacks and triggers and all that sort of things. And, you know, the severity of the symptoms can differ per person. Now, I'm not a doctor, but I did experience Cptsd, Ptsd. It was really bad when you separate yourself from the narcissist in the beginning. It's really, really bad in the beginning. But as the less time you're around the narcissist, the less time you're around the toxic, dysfunctional, unhealthy person, the better. You know what I'm saying? And I actually want to make a video about that, how the less time you're around the narcissist, the more distance you put between yourself and the narcissist, the healthier and the better you will be. Now, I'm going to take my hat off because the sun is not out as much. But anyway, yeah, so yeah, and I know a lot of us former victims and survivors, we may not understand that, because again, for some of us, we're codependent on the narc. You know, we not just feel like we need, but for some, it's actually true. Like you probably could be in a situation where there's an airplane going over. You probably could be in a situation where, you know, you're dependent on the narcissist for literally everything. Like, you know, they're taking care of you in some way, you know, they're supplying you certain things, you know, they're like in control of your livelihood for some, you know. So it could be difficult for you to put distance between you and the narcissist because you're reliant on them in all ways, you know. So, but as a former victim and a survivor, you know, it's your duty to become self-reliant, self-independent, and self-sufficient. But again, the narcissist doesn't want that for you. Now, you do have some individuals where they're comfortable, you know, being codependent on the narcissist. And we all understand, too, that the narcissist is codependent on us as well. And that is another video that I would like to make also. But anyway, you guys, yeah, you will have Ptsd. So just understand, yeah, you also, and another reason is because, you know, you've been trauma bonded, you've been programmed, you've been manipulated. You've been love bombed, tricked, and you know, bamboozled. You know what I mean? So yeah, you're gonna have these this symptom and this mental health challenge and obstacle here that you're going to have to deal with. Now, it does take time to overcome. Now, I actually do have a group 90-day coaching program where I do talk about how there's an airplane going over. Where I do talk about how to heal, move on, and recover after, having Cptsd and Ptsd. So if you would like to learn more about that, please feel free to check out the previous video that I made, or you can send me an email at livenarcfree9@gmail.com to learn more. I do have one person that's interested in signing up. So if you're watching this and if this resonates, please feel free to send me an email and sign up. It definitely doesn't hurt to invest in yourself. It definitely doesn't hurt to, improve yourself and work through, your insecurities, and work through, whatever triggers you might have, or any past grievance or past hurt and any past pain that, you're having a difficult time moving on from, understanding, healing from, and just kind of making peace with. You get what I'm saying? So, but yeah, for me though, like, there was a lot of things that I did, you guys, and you can check out the other videos when I talk about, dealing with PTSD, but, just basics, just trying to do things that relax my mind, that give me peace, and hanging around people that gave me peace, that were genuine, that were good-hearted, that meant well, because when you deal with PTSD and Cptsd, it's just really, you become paranoid, you become hyper vigilant. And if you are around another narcissist, let's say you moved on from your narc, or maybe you don't have contact with your parent, or maybe there's no contact with you and your in-law, but then you meet another toxic person, or maybe you could run into another narcissist, that's going to re-traumatize you and re-trigger those insecurities, re-trigger your demons, your inner demons, or re-trigger those obstacles and challenges, and it could make it worse, or it could just be more so just a relapse, or it might be where you kind of go back into the old version of yourself, or you could just have a moment where you might fall back into your older self, before you had left the narc. So you just want to be mindful, but understand Cptsd, it can be healed. For some, it's a lifelong journey. For others, it may take some years or months. But it depends on, how you are taking care of yourself, who you're hanging around with, how's your lifestyle, how are you handling the symptoms, you know what I mean? Again, you may have some side effects, because everybody handles their symptoms in a different way. So, but yeah, you could definitely, like I said, you could have those, the relapses, or what's that other word that I wanted to use? It's like, where you fall back into the old pattern. I can't think of the word right now. But the way that you cope with it all, you know what I mean? And give this video a like for whoever comes in the room. If any of you guys are dealing with this, I would love to hear. And I would also love to know how you guys are coping and all that good stuff. But yeah, it's really a sad thing, because you would think, like, the person that you're so-called in love with, you wouldn't think that they would cause you so much harm, so much trauma, so much destruction, so much damage. You know what I mean? And it's crazy, because, and me personally, I think narcissists are dangerous. Like, if you watch my videos in the past, maybe like from 6 years ago or 7 years ago, I talk about how the narcissists, they carry dangerous energy. And you just want to be mindful, because a lot narcissists are emotional vampires. So if you're an empath, or you're HSP, or you're introverted, you take on the energies and sometimes the thoughts and the behavior patterns of others. Like, you're like a sponge, like, so you soak it all in. So when you're around a narcissist, they suck you dry, so it's like there's nothing left from you. So that's why a lot of us, we feel drained, we feel depleted, we feel exhausted, we feel fatigued and tired, due to the narcissist taking all of your energy. And this could be normal people too. Normal people could want to suck the life out of you for whatever reason, and it could just be their talk, their conversation. Maybe they're dwelling on negativity. They're just dramatic and just chaotic, just like drama and stuff like that. So you just want to be mindful who you hang around with and stuff like that. But yeah, you will get CPTSD, and try not to beat yourself up or feel down and out or feel down in the dumps. I mean, it happens to the best of us. It happened to me. I honestly, I didn't know that I had CPTSD. And the thing about it, CPTSD or PTSD doesn't just come from dealing with narcissists or narcissistic abuse. It could come from any traumatic experience that has happened in your life, like whatever, you know, you went through. It could be church hurt for some. It could be a breakup or something like that, or it could be a loss of a loved one, God forbid, or it could have been, you know, even going generations back, or like it could have something to do with maybe you were taken advantage of sexually, you know, or it could have been something to do with like slavery, like back in the day, like that type of past trauma, you know what I mean, where it's like generational curses type of deal. Or it could be like somebody that's been in a war, or you know what I mean, or somebody that's like a prisoner of war, something like that, you know. So people can get traumatized like that, where again they're unable to forget the experience, they're unable to cope, they're unable to move past it, you know, they're just stuck, and they're unable to come up with ways of coping strategies, and you know, and ways to move forward in a healthy and a positive way, you know. So you just want to be mindful of that. I hope that this is making sense as to why, you know, you might have PTSD and CPTSD after dealing with a narcissist. When you're dealing with a narcissist, it's you don't realize it, but yeah, they're traumatizing you. They're traumatizing you. And for some, with the in-law situation, again, they want to get as much information out of you as they can, so they can re-traumatize you, they can re-abuse you, mistreat you. They want to hurt you, you know. So it's sad. It's a sad thing. And I hate to have these messages. I would love for my videos to be all like sunshines and rainbows, but again, one thing about me, you guys, I just like to be honest. I like to tell the truth. I'm not a saint, but I try to be as honest as possible and be, you know, tell you guys what it is, you know. So, but like I said, I'm not on a pedestal. I'm not perfect at all. So, but yeah, you guys can ask me any questions. Whoever's in the room, give the video a like. Is anybody dealing with CPTSD? Does anybody feel like they've healed completely from CPTSD? And like I said, the more you are around the narc, the worse your CPTS is going to be. So once you recognize the person is a narcissist, or even if they're toxic, or even if they're dysfunctional or unhealthy, or maybe even drama filled or gossip filled or just negative filled, you want to get away from those people, because again, they're going to drain your energy. They want to bring you down to where they're at, because they can see that you're up here and they're right here. So they're like, okay, if I talk to them in a negative way, if I'm always, you know, talking down on them, or if I'm always coming to them with gossip and drama, then I can bring them to my level, you know, because they see you up here. They don't want you up here, because they don't want to do the inner healing and the inner work to get up to here. It might be because they're lazy, or they just comfortable where they're at. You know, they don't want to do the self-reflection, because if they do that self-reflection, then they're going to see like, oh yeah, like I have a lot of work to do. And some people just don't want to do that, unfortunately. So, you know, they're like, okay, it's just easier for me to bring them down to where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? So you want to avoid that at all costs. You just want to make sure that you stay on a high vibration and a higher level, because, you know, not only do you make yourself feel better, but you make the other people around you feel better. And you just make your, whatever, if it's your circle or if it's your bubble, then you can raise the vibration of the folks, you know, that's around you. So anyway, I hope that makes sense, you guys. Whoever is in the room, please feel free to say hi and chime in on the topic, you guys. Let me know, do you guys agree? Do you disagree? I would love to hear your feedback. But I also just wanted to say thank you guys for your support. Thank you for, you know, your likes, your comments, your shares, or your subscriptions. Thank you guys. For those of you that have gotten sessions with me, have book readings with me, I appreciate you guys. I love you so much. And for those of you that have donated to the channel, thank you so much. And please continue to keep doing that. It definitely does help the ministry. If you feel like the message helps you or blesses you in any way, if you feel like it provides value to you, please don't hesitate to leave a donation. It definitely does help with the continuation of the videos and stuff like that. It goes back into the channel. So I have much gratitude for that. And I do have some news coming out. I'm going to keep you guys posted. Some exciting news I'm going to share with you guys very, very soon. But yeah, the complex post-traumatic stress disorder, it's a challenge because again, for some, you could be scared of trusting people. You may have panic attacks. You may react emotionally to people, or maybe you may react in a negative way that you wouldn't normally do. But because you have Cptsd, it has kind of caused you to kind of look for danger or look for someone to behave in a negative way, which there are some people out there that have legitimate reasons to feel that way. But then others, it's due to, their trauma that they've dealt with, their unresolved pain, their unresolved grief, their suffering, just the way. And also too, and you guys can let me know, because many of us former victims and survivors, we're so used to being treated in a negative, harmful, and a toxic way. We don't expect anything else, unfortunately. Like, we don't expect to be treated good, or we don't expect for things maybe to go in our favor, or we're not expecting anything, so it's just a mindset shift, you know what I mean? So, but yeah, just understand, after dealing with a narcissist, definitely do your best to just protect yourself, to nurture yourself the best way you can, and just continue to keep healing, continue to keep moving forward, because again, when you're dealing with these narcissists, they're dangerous. So don't for a split second think that this is like a plaything, or this is a joke, or they're just on YouTube talking about narcissists. No, like, this is real life. This is not a game. This is not nothing to be taken lightly. This is serious. This is real life stuff, and for me, my story, for those of you that are new, I lived with my aunt for 5 years, who was a narcissist. She was a somatic narcissist, so she was more so focused on looks and that sort of thing. And then while I was actually living with my aunt for that 5-year period of time, I had started dating a male narc, and I met him actually on Twitter. And it was more of business, we were professional and stuff like that. And I'm very professional, like with my clients as well and stuff like that. But anyway, so yeah, like, it was a professional, and things kind of led somewhere else, whatever, it happened. And we were dealing with each other for about 4 years. And so, yeah, he was a narcissist. And so, I didn't know what a narcissist was. I didn't know what that meant, but I'm glad I know now. But I didn't know that I had Cptsd until after the fact, after I had moved on, and I was, having these triggers and having these reactions and having these different thoughts, and, having the nightmares, having the night terrors, and God forbid, none tonight, just saying. But you know what I mean? So, just dealing with that, and, just having the flashbacks and the thoughts, and, just having that fear of, trusting other people, even trusting myself, and also, being a former codependent. Thank God no more codependent anymore. But, you become codependent on the narc because they're codependent on you, and you don't know that. You may not understand that, being a victim and a survivor. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. So anyway, that's enough. But I just wanted to share that with those of you that are new to the channel. That was my story. And also the other thing is, I did connect with a borderline. This was in 2016. I had worked with him for about 4 months, and thank God it was for 4 months and it wasn't longer than that, But yeah, he was a borderline. And the thing with them is that, they're included in the cluster B personality disorder. But with them, they don't want you to abandon them. But the thing with them is that they harm themselves. So they kind of inflict harm on themselves due to their past. So with them, I mean, when you meet them, you may feel like, you feel sorry for them or whatever. But, they're conscious. They're aware of what they're doing, So you just want to be mindful of that. But with the borderline is that they have a lot of unstable moods. They have unstable relationships, and they have unstable behaviors. So with them, it could be like, you're having a good day with them one day, and then the next day, they're yelling and screaming at you. You know what I mean? You're like, okay, what happened here? So, but yeah, and I actually do talk a lot about this in my book. So if you haven't gotten my book, make sure that you do check it out. And if you have already gotten my book, thank you so much. I appreciate all of you guys. It really does help, and it means the world to me. It lets me know that what I went through was not in vain, because here's the other thing, you guys. And I don't know if any of you guys know, but like, I love God so much. I really do. He's like, he means the world to me. And I hope I'm not sounding like a preacher, but I'm just being honest. But I remember when I was dealing with the abuse, I would be like, God, why did I go through this? Like, what was the purpose? Why did I have to suffer so much? Why did I have to deal with so much pain, so much agony? You know what I mean? And, you know, God revealed to me later on, he was like, oh, it wasn't for no reason. Like, it happened as it should have. And I don't know if he was like working through me to help others, which I feel like that's what it is. It might be more, but just saying. So yeah, like, God was basically like, okay, well, I'm setting you up. Whatever you went through, your suffering, you can help others. And I'm like, okay, God. So it wasn't just for no like random reason, like just for the heck of it. God's like, no, like, it's a reason for this. And I'm like, okay. Because I was really upset at God for a while. I was just like, why do you allow this to happen? Why did the people that I thought had my back, or my family members, right? Why did they, you know, mistreat me like that? Why did they behave in that way, you know? And God's like, it's for a reason. I'm like, okay, God. So I don't know, maybe you might be feeling that way too. You can let me know. Maybe you might be feeling really betrayed by your narc or your parent, or it could be a friend, or it could be a fake friend or a fake associate, you know, just somebody that you met, and you know, they come into your life and they feel like they know a lot about you because they watch you on social media, but they really don't know you, you know, but they think that they know you, but they don't. So, yeah. So anyway, you guys, that's basically it. I hope that this was helpful and insightful to you in your journey, and just understand you're gonna heal through your PTSD, because again, it takes time. And the other thing is, make sure that you guys do subscribe to my email list, because in the email I said that with Cptsd, it doesn't necessarily heal in time. It may for some, but you actually have to do the inner work with the Cptsd, because again, if you don't do the self-reflection and the introspection when it comes to your Cptsd, it's going to get worse, unfortunately. And just another last thing I'm going to add. So I remember I was in a situation, and the person's parent was actually a narc, right? And you know what was interesting is, for those that are empaths, sensitive, introverted, or maybe you're ambivert, but when you're around a toxic or a negative person, you know, whether it's like in person or if it's like online, your inner guidance, your inner system is going to alert you and let you know, like, hey, warning, like, don't say anything to them, avoid them at all costs. I don't know if any of you guys ever had that experience, but I did. And it was so like shocking. It was just like, oh my God, like, it was like my gut was telling me like, no, stay away from that person. And that was the energy that I got when I was around the person that I was dealing with, their parent. I felt that energy, and I was just like, oh my God, like, it was the scariest thing, you know? So no matter what, if you have questions or if you have doubts, or maybe you just want more clarity, your gut is going to tell you the truth. But unfortunately, a lot of us former victims and survivors, we have been taught to ignore our intuition. We've been taught to don't listen to what your gut is telling you, or your feelings is telling you, or your intuition. We've been taught to ignore that. And we also have been taught that by our narcissists, right? We have been taught to go what they want us to do, not what we want, like our gut is telling us to do. You know what I'm saying? So just try your best. If there's anything you can take from this video, just try to listen to your intuition, try to listen to your gut feeling. And especially with the women, like, you know, a lot of the women, we have that women's intuition, like we know it's like something is off, something is wrong, you know? So, yeah, just try your best to just listen to yourself. And the thing what you have to do, here's the key, you have to spend time by yourself, you know, because I do understand, and I'm only saying that because this was me many years ago. We have been taught, you know, if we've gotten out of a situation or a relationship, we've been taught that, oh, I got to get underneath somebody else so I can feel better, so I can feel validated, so I can feel important, you know what I'm saying? So I can feel wanted, emotionally, or so I can feel sexually desired. You know what I'm saying? We've been taught to do that. But if the more you spend time by yourself, the more you can start to listen to yourself, trust yourself, and you can start making decisions for yourself. That's how you can work towards overcoming that codependency. So anyway, but that's all I have to say for today. I hope that this was insightful. Give the video a like if this resonated. And like I said, if you guys want to learn more about my group 90-day coaching program that we're going to be doing starting April the 3rd, and you guys can actually do an early registration if you like. We're going to be talking about overcoming Cptsd and Ptsd, because again, I understand that is a challenge for many of us victims and survivors. I'm telling you guys. And even like I said, me personally, there's still like sometimes where I may have a flashback. You know, it's sometimes like when I talk about the narc or, you know, the experiences I've been through, but it doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt like how I used to in the past. But now it's like I let it go, moved on, you know. But if you're fresh out of it, there's an airplane. If you're fresh out of it, it might still hurt, you know. So you being able to work through that, heal, recover, understand, gain the awareness, actually do the inner work. You got to do the work, you guys. You have to do the work. Like, I can't do it for you. No one else can do it for you. The narcissist is not going to do it for you. The narcissist is not going to encourage you to get support, you guys. I'm telling you. The narcissist wants you to stay in the situation. They want you to stay codependent on them. They want you to stay stuck. They want to stop you from moving on. And you don't deserve that, right? You deserve the best, you know? So yeah, you have to invest in yourself, and you have to take the steps that's going to get you onto your path to recovery and healing and self-discovery, self-help. Do all that stuff that's going to improve yourself, and it's going to make you have a better future, not only for you, but for your children and anybody else that's around you that could be dealing with similar situation. Because again, you're not the only person that's dealt with narcissistic abuse, and you won't be the first and you won't be the last, because again, narcissists are not going anywhere. They're not going anywhere, you guys. So but we have to be the change that we want to see. So if you want to learn about my 90-day group coaching program, Overcome Cptsd, Ptsd, you can sign up. Send me an email at livenarcfree9@gmail.com, or you can visit the website below. I look forward to supporting you. I look forward to helping you on your journey. So anyway, I love you guys so much. If you would like to reach out to me for a support session, or thank you for the like, and chime in, you guys. I would love to hear what y'all think. I know I've been talking a whole lot, but let me know what y'all think. You know, like I said, I just want to do these videos so that way it benefits and helps you all. And honestly, the other reason why I do these videos, because it was actually an outlet for my recovery, you guys, because I don't know if I shared this with you many years ago, but I was ashamed to talk about what I went through. I was very ashamed. I didn't want to tell anybody that, hey, my mom, excuse me, not my mom, but my aunt was abusing me mentally, emotionally, verbally. I didn't want to tell anybody that. Who wants to admit that? You know what I mean? I didn't want to say like, oh, the guy that I was dating, he was verbally, mentally, emotionally abusive. Who wants to admit that to anybody? You know what I'm saying? So it was a lot for me to, you know, start making videos, but I'm happy that I did, because again, I see that it helps people, you know, and that's all I care about at this point, you know. So as long as I'm helping people, that's what matters the most. So anyway, I love you guys so much, and I'll see you all in the next video. Take care. Bye.